Hello and welcome back to Full Count. As you've clicked on this video, you know that it is all about the Athletics, who I have ranked 22nd on my list. Um, this is one of those things where, on paper, do I think they're the 22nd best team in baseball? No, I think they're a lot better than that, but you just never see it from them. They just never seem to pitch well enough to win enough games. So that's the only concern, but we'll get into this review and then we'll pick the over under and see what happens. But if you're new here, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. And if you end up liking what you see, give it a follow or subscribe. And if you need tickets to some athletics games this year, FanDuel, right there, $20 off. Using the code would really help. Yeah, I think that's about it. Code is Guys Sports, just like that. The capitals, just like it's shown for your first purchase. So, yeah, and if you already have used SeatGeek, I know you guys got more than one email. Use the other email. All right, done with that. Now into the baseball. Into this lineup. It's loaded, but we'll just go by in order. So in the one hole, leading it off is first baseman Nick Kurtz. What an insane rookie year for Nick Kurtz. If you're not familiar with what he did, I don't know why you clicked on this video, but I'll just say it anyways. In 117 games, Big Amish hit 36 homers, 26 doubles. He hit 290 with hitting 36 homers, with a 383 on base and a 619 slug. He one dotted, 1002 OPS. One dotted, just another way to put 1.002, whatever. That is unreal. There's definitely some whiff, and there's definitely some striking out in his game, but this guy just mashes. He takes his walks also, even though he strikes out. He doesn't chase much at all. He's 98th percentile in bat speed and barrel percentage. He was the 4th overall pick in 2024 for a reason. He won the Rookie of the Year. He finished 12th in MVP voting. He won a Silver Slugger. Like, what a rookie season. I don't see any reason for him to regress other than the big strikeout numbers. I think he's a special player, and I see another big year for him next season. I don't see why it'd be any other way. So, yeah, kind of an easy one there, but he's a dog. And in the two hole, you got catcher Shea Langeliers. Last year in my A's episode, we did like a breakout player, and I predicted that Shea Langeliers would be a household name. That's what I quoted as saying, household name. I'd say that was a good prediction. I don't know that he's a household name, but he definitely played the best season of his career and played good enough ball to become a household name. It's just he plays for the A's. If he was on some team that went to the World Series, like if he was on the Blue Jays or Dodgers, I think people would really be talking about him last year, and maybe he would be a household name. But yeah, last season, 123 games, Shea hit 277 with a 325 on base, with a 536 slug for an OPS of 861. And he's a catcher. He hit 31 homers and 32 doubles. Like, what a season. He's 91st percentile in pop time, which is huge in today's MLB, so he's valuable behind the plate as well. He's still underrated because I don't feel like he gets talked about nearly enough. Like, he hit 29 homers last year and 22 the year before as well. It's not like this is the first time that he's produced on offense. And he's really just he's had 3 full years, and he's at 22 homers, 29 homers, and then this year, 31 or whatever, 32, 31 homers. So he just produces. If he learns to take some more walks, that's kind of one thing that he can improve on. That'll definitely help him. But yeah, even the player he is right now is just an awesome player. So you gotta love Shea. He just produces. I think the ballpark did help some of these numbers, I won't lie. Similar to the Rays episode, like Caminero, I think hit, 45 homers or something. I think the minor league ballparks are definitely helping for some of these guys, but like I just mentioned, Shea hit 29 the year prior, 22 the year before. These guys are good hitters. There's no denying that. In the 3 hole, you got left fielder Tyler Soderstrom. Another guy who had a really good season at the plate. Just like, you don't really hate anybody in this lineup. I mean, we'll make it through. We'll be like 6 guys in, and you'll be like, whoa, this team is just stacked if you're not an A's fan. But yeah, the first half was absolutely insane for Tyler. The total numbers came out really good still, though. At only 23 years old, Tyler played 158 games. He hit 276 with a 346 on base and a 474 slug for an 820 OPS. He hit 25 homers, 34 doubles. He just absolutely raked. Just another young guy that the A's have for when they move to Vegas. Just an absolute stud. He hits the ball really hard, just like the 2 guys we talked about before. This lineup is actually just so good. And Tyler's just about an average defender as well, so it doesn't hurt him at all. He accumulated 4.3 WAR last season, so obviously that's definitely a valuable player. So love what Tyler did. Excited to see what he'll do next year. Or I should say this year. Excited to see what he'll do this year. Then in the 4 hole, you all know him, DH Brent Rooker. This is just another bat that you love. Like it doesn't stop with this team. The last 3 seasons, he's hit 30 plus homers. He's finished 10th in MVP in 2024. He was an All-Star last season and in 2023. Last year, 162 games. Brent Rooker hit 262 with a 335 on base and a 479 slug for an OPS of 814. He hit 30 homers and 40 doubles. Just absolute production. He did whiff a good amount last year. That's why the batting average took a little hit from the 293 he had in 2024. And so now 262. Definitely saw a drop off there. Every other part of the game is just really good, though. He's obviously not a good fielder, and that's why he's at DH, and that's completely fine. He's a dog. He's a great DH to have in your lineup. Steady. You can count on Brent Rooker to probably hit 30 homers. So, yeah, he's done it in this league. That's for sure. I mean, he's had a year where he had 40, I think so, or maybe it was 39. Whatever. Fun stuff with Brent. Then in the 5 hole, the addition to the team, Jeff McNeil, will be playing second base. I think Jeff McNeil is going to have a monster season in this lineup. There's so much protection. Not that I'm a huge believer in protection, but I'll still mention it just because it kind of matters. Not a big believer in it just because I think pitchers nowadays are kind of doing the individual hitter rather than going about it and trying to throw for a long, whatever. I'm not going to go on that rant, but I do think it's a little different now. They don't really say, oh, you're the 9 hitter, don't really care, or whatever. Or they're not like, there's still some to it, but it's not like, oh, I have to face Jacob Wilson next, so I'm not going to attack Jeff McNeil as hard. Like, because the whole thing with protection is like, oh, they're going to throw it more in the zone because they don't want to walk a guy before they face the next hitter, right? So that's kind of the idea. I don't buy into it as much. I think pitchers aren't. I don't know. Whatever. That could be an episode later. But I do think the protection helps. I'm not against it. So last season wasn't amazing for Jeff, but definitely wasn't bad either. In 122 games, he had 243 with a 335 on base and a 411 slug for an OPS plus of 111, making him 11% better than the league average hitter. So like a down year for him was still pretty good. He had 12 homers and 21 doubles. I don't know if he'll ever be the 2022 Jeff McNeil again, where he hit 326 and finished 15th in MVP voting. But I still think he's a good and valuable ball player. He's definitely an upgrade for the A's at the second base position. He's also still a solid defender at second. Yeah, I absolutely love the addition of Jeff McNeil for them. Like, what an underrated, what a great move signing him. So, really like that. And then in the 6th hole, you got Jacob Wilson. Just another young guy that had a monster season last year. Jacob Wilson's so good. I can't believe this projected lineup has him in the 6th hole. Like, personally, I don't believe as much in Tyler Soderstrom as I do Jacob Wilson. If I was making this lineup, I think I'd go Kurtz, Jacob Wilson, Shea in the 3, Rooker in the 4, move Soderstrom to the 5, McNeil in the 6. I think it looks a lot better. Lawrence Butler's going to have a good year too, so maybe he'll move up. But anyways, I mean, that just shows how deep they are offensively that the projected lineup has him in the 6th hole. So last year in 125 games, Jacob Wilson hit 311 with a 355 on base and a 444 slug for an OPS of 800. He had 13 homers and 26 doubles. For a guy who had 311, that's pretty good production in the power department. And obviously, 26 doubles is great as well. In a world of people who don't care about batting average, I'm a guy who absolutely loves it, so I love Jacob Wilson. I think teams are starting to realize that the contact tool really matters, that striking out is very invaluable to a team. And yeah, I think Jacob Wilson's one of the best in the league in that category in contact. So he was 100th percentile in strikeout percentage, 99th in whiff percentage, 97th in squared up percentage. Like, he was elite, about as elite as it gets when it comes to making contact and making solid contact. So I would love to have a player like Jacob Wilson in my lineup every day. I think every MLB team would say that about him. Yeah, he's just so good. He does need to improve with the glove at short, though. That's the one problem. And if he becomes a really good glove there, he immediately becomes a top shortstop in the game. So really like Jacob Wilson. Excited to see if he can repeat what he was able to accomplish last year. So we'll see. And then in the 7th hole, you got Lawrence Butler. He'll be playing right field. Lawrence definitely let me down last year after his amazing 2024 season. That being said, it wasn't that bad. He still hit 21 homers and 30 doubles. Like, he still produced. The counting numbers were there. Everything else went down, though. He hit 234 with a 306 on base and a 404 slug for an OPS of 710, which is obviously much lower than the 807 OPS that he had the year prior. So about 100 points lower on the OPS is a big reduction, but hey, he was solid on the field. He still stole 22 bags, struck out a lot, and he whiffed a lot. Less than 10th percentile in both of those categories. Pretty bad. Not really worried about Law, though. I think he's going to be good. He's still 25 years old. He's a dog, and I think he's just another really valuable bat in this stacked lineup for the A's. 1 through 7 is just, you got to be really excited about it. And I'm excited about the 8 hole. I'm excited about Max Muncy, the third baseman, and not the Max Muncy from the Dodgers. This guy is just 23 years old. We haven't seen much of him yet, but we've heard about him for a while. Like I said, he's just 23 years old. Last year he played 63 games and hit 9 homers, which is kind of fun. You look at 63 games, 9 homers, he could be another 20-plus homer guy for them if given the full opportunity to play every day at third base, which I think he will. He was a first-rounder, and he's not going to be a great defender, but I think he's going to rake. Just another guy to be excited about potential-wise. He's another guy on this team with a pretty elite bat speed. A lot of these guys swing the stick really hard. I think he's just another depth piece to this already stacked lineup. Yeah, he's going to be a really good major leaguer. I like Max Muncy a lot, and he'll keep the name Max Muncy around in baseball for a while. I don't know when Dodger Max Muncy will retire, but it's got to be kind of soon. So yeah, he's keeping the Max Muncy legacy alive. And then in the 9 hole, you got center fielder Denzel Clark. This is probably the only bat that I'm not high on this entire team. Doesn't even matter, though. He's so elite defensively to where it's not even an issue. The other 8 guys can get it done with the bat. He just needs to be awesome there in the middle of the outfield, and that's exactly what he'll do. Last season, Denzel was in the 98th percentile in terms of range in the outfield, or outs above average, same thing, with 13 of those things. So he's 97th in percentile in sprint speed, so maybe if he learns how to walk, he'll steal a ton of bags. I know he has a swing and miss issue, definitely strikes out, so that's something I'm sure he's working on. There's definitely pop to come because he's only 25 and he's 6'3", 220. Like, he's a pretty big dude. So honestly, I really like the role that Denzel Clark is going to play in this lineup. I think he's just the perfect guy to round it out in the 9 hole. And like I said, he's got that speed. So yeah, I mean, if he learns how to walk, steal a ton of bags maybe. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. And then Colby Thomas is a guy that on the bench that I'm also really excited about. I like the bat for him. I think he's kind of just a great 10th man, per se, on this team. So if somebody's really struggling, I like Colby Thomas being able to fill in. The rest of the bench don't have much to say. But, yeah, really good lineup, elite. They're going to be up there in the league in all categories of offense. Like they were fourth last year. So, yeah, they're going to hit. That's going to happen. This is where you go, okay, can the A's win some ball games? They're starting pitching. That's when it gets, I don't know. That's what you got to talk about with this team. So, I don't know. In the one hole, they got Luis Severino. They signed him to a big contract for A's standards. Not this year. It was last year. But, yeah, I mean, this is a guy who has done it before in this league. He's a two-time All-Star. He's finished top 10 in Cy Young twice. Like, Luis Severino is a good pitcher. Last year wasn't great, though. In 162 innings, Luis Severino had a 4.54 ERA. Not like the end of the world. It wasn't that bad. 1.303 whip and a strikeout to walk ratio of 2.48. He didn't really strike many guys out. Didn't get a lot of whiffs or chase. So in other words, he just wasn't all that nasty. He still has a solid fastball velo. It still gets up there. He still limits barrels, which is always big, and he limits his walks. So everything's good there. Those are all great things in a starting pitcher. Just doesn't seem to have the stuff that he once had. But I still think he has a very good year left in him. Hopefully it can be this year for the A's because they got kind of everything going in the right direction. Would be big if they had an ace show up in Luis Severino. Can do that. We've seen it. So, yeah, I think he's got the stuff, and I don't think you need to be that elite. I think if he repeats what he did last year, though I'd like to see improvement, but if he repeats what he did last year, he's enough for this lineup. And then the two-hole, well, not two-hole, but the second spot in the rotation, Jeffrey Springs. He actually wasn't too bad last year. He'll be in his 9th MLB season this year, so Jeffrey knows how to get it done in this league. Last season, 171 innings. He had a 4.11 ERA with a 1.211 whip. He's such an average pitcher. There's not a lot that I don't like about him. The one thing I don't like, though, is that he doesn't keep the ball on the ground. I'm big on keeping the ball on the ground. Plays will be made. There's 4 infielders. It's a smaller surface area in the infield than it is the outfield. Easier throw, whatever. I mean, everything. I like the ball on the ground. It just makes sense. So, but yeah, that's the only thing I don't love about him. He can just the ball gets in the air, especially in that small ballpark. But yeah, he also doesn't strike guys out, which is never good. His fastball is always super slow, which makes me want to root for him because I like the art of the slow pitcher, but it's also probably not a good thing. So I think it's worth noting. But I like Jeffrey Springs. I think he's a solid big league starting pitcher, and that's probably enough for a team, like I said, with a batting order that's as good as this one is. Might be one of the best in baseball. In the 3-hole, Aaron Civale. Aaron Civale bounced around all over the place last year. He was pretty solid, though. He's honestly just put together a really solid career. Big fan of this addition for the A's because they're a team that never pitches, and you needed to add pitching. So, I don't know. Last year, he threw 102 innings with a 4.85 ERA. He was really good with the Cubs, but he was pretty rough with Milwaukee and the White Sox, which was the bulk of it all. He's just a solid vet on this team, and I think he's going to help out some of the younger guys. Yeah, Aaron doesn't do a whole lot well, if I'm being honest, but he's happened to put together a solid career, so I'm sure he'll figure it out this season, put together a decent year. What I said about Jeffrey Springs applies to Aaron as well. And I said it about Luis. He just needs to be decent. This lineup is so good that he just needs to be a league average starter. All these guys just need to be league average. But in the 4-hole, Jacob Lopez is a guy that I think can be the ace of this roster. If they sneak into the playoffs, he could pitch game 1. There's a ton of upside here. Jacob Lopez is a dog. He's a nasty lefty. Strikes out a lot of guys. He limits the hard hits, limits barrels. 94th percentile in average exit velo against him. He just limits damage, which is obviously great for a pitcher. Another fun thing with Jacob Lopez is that he's 95th percentile in extension, so all the pitches play a little faster than they are. Last season in 92 innings, he had a 4.08 ERA with a 1.273 WHIP and a 4.26 FIP. The numbers aren't great. It's a smaller sample size. And I know it doesn't look like I should be calling him a dog, but I'm telling you guys that he is legit. I just love this guy. His fastball is very slow, and maybe that's a little bit rough, but I'm really not worried. I love this guy. Just wait. I'm telling you, just wait. Jacob Lopez is good. And then Luis Morales, be rounding it up. I love this guy too. I won't even lie. He throws absolute gas. He's 90th percentile on the fastball. It's probably the only good thing that I can hype up about him here, but he was good last year in limited time. He threw 48 innings with a 3.14 ERA. He accumulated 1.2 WAR in 48 innings. It's pretty solid. I like Luis. A 1.51 WHIP, 1.151 WHIP is also pretty fun. He's only 22 years old also, so just another young guy for the A's future. I mean, when you look at this roster, just think about how exciting it is when they move to Vegas, this team, when they become the Las Vegas A's. They're going to have a really fun team with a brand new stadium, new fan base, getting into baseball. I think it's going to be awesome. He finished 13th in Rookie of the Year voting as well, so that's fun. We'll see how he does this season. It's a small sample on Luis. But like I said about Jacob Lopez, is the same for Luis. I think they could be frontline starters for this team. Getting into a playoff series, you could throw Jacob Lopez, Luis Morales, and Severino in Game 3 if they make a wild card 3-game series. So really think that could be fun. The bullpen's got some names. Hogan Harris, Justin Sterner. Mark Leiter Jr. is a good pickup. Pretty good Cub and Yankee. And then Brady Basso, I always forget. So some good names there in the bullpen. The bullpen's going to have to figure it out, though. They never seem to figure it out. But I kind of believe in those four guys. So, and there's always random pickups throughout the year that can always help. So, yeah, I really like this A's roster. Obviously, you know I love the lineup. There's definitely questions in the starting pitching. But I really don't hate the starting pitching. I'm not going to lie. It's Aaron Savali I don't love. And Jeffrey Springs, I don't think, is a big ceiling. But the other three guys, I like the ceiling. And we've seen Severino do it. So I think it's an exciting time to be an A's fan. If there even are many, because they don't have a place, really, to play. I mean, obviously they're playing in Sacramento, but they don't have, like, a fan base right now in Sacramento. I guess they kind of do, but you know what I'm saying. All their fans are in Oakland, and there's probably not many of them left. They're probably pissed off. So, I don't know. The point is, I think they can make the playoffs. Their over-under sits at 76.5 for an AL West that I think is really good. The Rangers are going to be good. They're going to be better than they were last year. The Astros are really good. The Mariners are really good. It's tough. I want to be high on all these guys, on all these teams. The pitching scares me. It always should scare you. I mean, the A's never seem to pitch, but I don't know. It's tough to debate here. 76.5. God, I don't know what to think here. Last year, what did they win? 76 games. Last year, they won 76 games. Oh, God. So usually I go into these knowing my over-under, what I'm going to pick. I don't know. I was kind of hoping I'd read through the lineup and just come up with an answer about the 76.5, and I would just know if it was over or under. But this is really hard for me. I just think the AL West is really good. Mariners obviously showed that they're very good last year. The Rangers had a down year, still won 81 games, I believe it was. And the Astros are the Astros. They're still so good. So, I don't know. It's really hard. But I think I like the A's to go over. I think 80 wins is possible. Yeah, I'm going to stick to that. Over on the A's. It's hard not to love the roster. 76 games last year. They added Jeff McNeil. Everybody else has experience coming back. You're going to get a full year of Max Muncy. Addition of Aaron Savali's a floor raiser, not a ceiling raiser, but a floor raiser, which is something I like. Mark Leiter Jr., good addition. I don't know. I'm going over. I'm going to say 80 wins. And that should be it. I like this team. I'm rooting for this team. Go A's. And if you're an A's fan, comment below if you disagree with anything or if you agree with anything. Let me know. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it if you made it this far. But thank you guys, and tune in for who we have at number, or who I have. I don't know why I said we. Tune in for who I have at number 21. Next episode should be probably coming out right when this one comes out. So tune in. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.